Welcome again into our series of lectures this Ramadan. In this series, we're going to look at the teachings of Prophet Luqman alayhi salatu wasalam to his son. I know and I believe that if this teaching is really applied in our various homes, the social problem that we face in the world today will be solved. Inshallah, I want you to follow us on this series. Bismillah. Ya bunayya, inna in taku mithqala habatin min khardal fatakun fi sakhati aw fi samawati aw fil ardi yati biha Allahu inna Allaha latifun khabir. In this episode, he also try to invite the reasoning of his son that whatever we do, whatever happens, no matter how small it is, no matter how deep we try to hide. Now, people try to overlook at the small things. They try to look down at the small things and then look at it as something insignificant, and he's trying to tell him that whatever you do, no matter how small it is, no matter how far it was hidden, whether in the rock, whether in the heavens, whether in the earth, no matter how secure you feel you have kept this secret, Yati bi Allah, Allah will definitely bring them forth. Inna Allaha latifun khabir. Allah is subtle and it has is also going to bring everything into the public. He has the ability with it to punish or to reward. Ya bunayya, aqimi as-salata wa'mur bil ma'ruf wa nahy 'anil munkar wasbir 'ala ma asabak inna dhalika min azmi al-umur. And he said to his son again, aqimi as-salat. You see, the ritual of ibadat, he has spoken to his son not to ascribe partners to Allah. He has warned his son against being ungrateful to Allah. He has admonished his son against being ungrateful to his parents. He has admonished his son to properly respect the parents. He's taking these lessons one by one. And you see, when you take lessons one by one like this, it sinks down into the memory of that person, and then it will allow the person to reflect in their own free time. So this time around, he says, Hakeem is Salat. The establishment of relationship and communication with Allah is through Salat. Well, Salat, the closeness in interpretation which we can use is prayer. But Salat is more than a prayer, it's more of a worship. In fact, it's an act of worship. You establish the act of worship. Hakeem is Salat is the establishment of act of worship, and worshiping Allah is and then you see, the most important thing about Salat is this, like I said in previous episode. Salat is the only commandment that Allah reserved as a communication a direct communication between him and the Prophet ﷺ without any intermediary. Because, you know, when you put intermediary, there is likelihood that there may be a missing link, a missing point, an additional subtraction, and, you know, modifying and all that. But Allah chose that on the Isra wal Miraj, that the Prophet ﷺ will now receive this message directly from him. Hakeem is Salat, establishment of prayer, act of worship, act of communication with Allah. You know, Hakeem is Salata li dhikri, act of, you know, establishing remembrance of Allah, remembering the enormous and favors of Allah that He has bestowed on man, is act of salat. That is, it is through salat that you are able to establish all this. Then, wa'mur bil ma'ruf. You see, when you establish salat, Amr bil Ma'ruf, you enjoy the right. So the reason why Muslims, kuntum khayran ummatin ukhrijat linnas, that Allah has given us the honor of being the best of community, is nothing but because we enjoy the right. A Muslim will always be where the righteous things are being done. And he will also, he will be the torch bearer of good things. If all our children are properly trained and they disseminate the righteous training within themselves, more than 50% of immorality, insecurity, decadence that we experience today. There are a lot of things that are happening today that the government cannot handle. It must be handled from the homes. Yes, the government has a lot to do, but some of these things are, you know, usually handled from home. It is because of the breakdown in the parent and the children relationship, which of course encouraged by the laws established by government as well. So people are no more enjoying the right, and they are no more forbidding the wrong. Wa'mur bil ma'ruf, you enjoy the right. Let the right thing be done at all times. Wan'a anil munkar, and you also forbid the wrong. You have to understand the fact that what you don't like to be done to you, you don't do it to people. The kind of treatment you will never love to be, you know, visited on you, you don't also do it to people. This is the reason why, as Muslims, we at every point in our lives, we try to analyze. We analyze not by our own dictate, but by the dictate of Allah. Is this what I want to do? Is it permissible by Allah's laws, by Allah's will? Is this thing, you know, we are doing, are we permitted to do it? In fact, that is also part of worship. Is also another aspect of ibadah, for us to do anything according to the will of Allah, according to the dictate of Allah, and also to abstain from things, because Allah has made those things haram. That's why we said, Allahumma jalna mimman yuhillu halalan wa yuharrimu harama. Oh Allah, make us among those who will permit what is what Allah has permitted, and forbid what Allah has forbidden. And not the other way around. May we not be permitting what Allah has forbidden and forbidding what Allah has permitted. And when you look at the world today, that is what you see. What Allah has permitted is being forbidden, even by laws. And what Allah has forbidden is being permitted, even by laws. And even, countries or society that does not permit what the laws has permitted is tagged as a backward society. Sanctions may be given, even wars may be fought. Try to change the society by force. So this is what we need to understand about Amr bil Ma'ruf wa Nahy anil Munkar. So to forbid what Allah has forbidden and to permit what Allah has permitted. So you have to enjoin people to do the right thing and educate people why righteous things are to be done, are needed, and also forbidden from them, the wrong thing, and explain to them and let them be aware why those things needed to be forbidden. And he said, "Wasbir alama asabak." In the world that we have today, everything will not be, it is said that laysa bil mu'min mustakmil al iman man lam ya'ud al bala'a rakha wa rakha musiba. He said, it is not regarded, the person is not regarded as Muslims. Anyone who does not see al-balaha, problems, as good thing, and who does not see good things as problem. And they ask, why is this? He says that because لأن البلاها لا يتبع إلا رخاء. There's nothing comes after hardship except ease. And nothing goes after ease except hardship. Allahumma ij'alna min al-mukhlisin. May Allah make us among those who are righteous and because the world is never, Allah never made the world to be just straight one. Sometimes you will taste those things that are good. Sometimes you will be visited by evil, things that are rejected. A man was going with his son, and the son discovered that the man looks older than his friends and colleague, and he asked that why. He said, "Wakil shawa'i bishayab wadaru bi nasi kullab indana yawman li shakhasin wa fi gadi yatagallab wasbiri idha huwa adira bikal hutuba wa allab wala tasikibi wa midi min barki wa khullab wa ma ala tiburi arun binari wa yukallab." أقول قولي هذا أستغفر الله لي ولكم. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون والسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.